Alright everyone, welcome back. I know I've been slacking lately. It's been hotter than ever here lately for the past month, so I haven't been able to film anything because I haven't been able to work on the car. I mean, it's just unbearable. Even when the sun goes down, it's crazy. I don't know if it's like that at any other places in the world right now, but I don't know what's going on. But of course now it's starting to get super windy, so if you hear wind noise, I'm sorry. As you can see, I'm sitting in the car right now, and Brent Albury with Hate Train, he made a post today on Facebook talking about how he rarely uses his laptop and like power management. He just uses his boost leash and all that. So I made a comment saying that I do a lot of things on switches, like timing, retards, boost, ramp, offset, stuff like that. And a lot of people had messaged me, specifically Ryan McCoy out of Ohio. I'm sure you guys know him. Funny dude. He had messaged me and asked if there was any video on this, and I got to thinking about it, and there isn't any videos on it, so I figured I might as well make one. And I'm gonna try to do this all in one take because it's hot, so I'm gonna try to make this short, sweet, and to the point. It's not gonna be drug out. But the way my car is set up, it's like I have switches for everything. I have a lot of safeties, and I got a lot of things that are kind of like advanced for the regular person, like the CO2 is on a switch, the trans brakes is on a switch, and I have switches that'll change pretty much anything: traction control, timing, retards, stuff like that. So if I'm ever in a rush where I don't have time to pull out the laptop, I can make an adjustment right on the screen by just flipping a switch. So everything's pretty much here. I try to make this stuff real easy and dummy proof to where pretty much everything does it for me. So let me flip this around and I'll show you guys how to set all this up if you want like a timing retard or a boost ramp offset on a switch on your Pro Dash or your Holley 7-inch dash. Alright, you guys know I ain't got none of that fancy screen recording stuff, so it's gonna have to be on the phone. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do this all in one take. So you're gonna go to your inputs on your Holley, and you can type in whatever. What I'm using in here is just strictly for examples. This is just for you guys to understand it, and then you guys can do whatever you want with it. I do things differently, but I'm making these just as an example for the video. This isn't how I have it set up, but it'll work like this. You know, there's mine right here. I got the traction control table. I have a traction control ICF switch. I got a pump gas switch. I have a launch retard switch. But for this video, strictly for this and using it as an example, I'm going to do this. So you're going to put whatever you want to do here, make it a ground, hit enabled, and that's all you got to do. After that's set up, you're going to go to your advanced tables. And whatever one you choose, you can do a 2D, you can do a gear table, any of these tables will work. So like this one right here, my table number 1 is a boost ramp offset. It's target dome offset, and it goes off of boost time down here at the bottom. And really you could do this off of anything. It doesn't have to be boost time, it can be TPS. So 100% TPS will be right here where the 3 is, and you can just have one number that'll go to your whole boost ramp. Whatever you put in your boost versus time, it'll just do that to everything. But like say right here, my boost ramp on this, for the first 1.5 seconds or 1.25 seconds, it's gonna pull 5 pounds and then slowly bring it back in. Like I said, this is just for demonstration purposes. So what you're gonna do is, for this switch to enable, click that, and then your boost offset is going to pop up. That's the input that we just put in the beginning. You're going to click that. So this table will activate when boost offset is enabled, also when the TPS is 50. So that means this will only work when this is enabled. So how do you get this to enable? I will show you. You're going to go to pin map. You're going to go to view LCD, and this is for any dash you have. 7-inch, the Pro Dashes, maybe even the old 5-inch, I don't know. So boost offset right here, click and drag it, and you can put it wherever. We'll put this on 8. Okay. We'll go over to this next table. So here's a launch retard number 1. Timing offset, and it goes off of boost time. This one, most likely, you're gonna probably run it off of boost time, because that's how you run a timing retard. And this is just something light. So this right here, switch enabled. You're gonna put it on whatever you picked. So retard number 1, which will be the lighter one. It'll come on when this is activated and you're over 50%. So what you're gonna do, go to the pin map, view LCD, take the retard 1, and you can put it right here, whatever one you want. And we'll just put this one down here now too. So these are all 3 that I added. And I'll show you when we get to the dash where that comes into play. So here's another table. Launch retard number 2. Same thing, timing offset. Switch enabled. Make this table activate when retard 2 is enabled. And this is just a secondary thing. You don't have to have this, you know, pick whatever you want. So this is more of a timing pull. This is a lot more timing getting pulled out. And this is also going off of time. So like I was saying about the first table, just so nobody's confused on this, if you don't want it to be boost time at the bottom, you can probably pick whatever you want. I mean, you can do RPM, you can do your speed, whatever it is. But most of the time, you're going to dial this in through your boost versus time on your boost ICF. But, you know, let's just say you get put in a bad lane. We'll just do it by TPS. That way it's one set number. So we'll make all this 0. So if you want, most of the time you're going to be over 80% TPS. So you can do this and then pull 8 pounds of boost, if that's what you want. So as long as you're full throttle, it's gonna pull 8 pounds of boost of what you have already right here. So no matter what, it's gonna pull. So instead of 36 on the dome, it's gonna be 28. All right, so hopefully you guys understand all that, how we made the tables, added the input right here. Now we'll move on to the dash. It's probably gonna have me restart the car, I'm sure. Yep. Let me just cycle this real quick. So now this goes in with the tune. So since I didn't have this set up like this, that's why the tune's being updated right now. So whatever you change on this, it'll go on through the tune. So every time you upload a new tune, it'll change whatever you made that. So I'm gonna go to the menu, customize. We'll add a switch right there. When I click on this, all these labels aren't gonna make any sense at all. See, it's showing boost solenoid, TB2, TPS, whatever that means. So if you see right here, switch number 10, number 9, number 8, just remember what switch you put it on through here. Just keep it up like this so you know. So right there, I got 8, 9, and 10. So that's these last ones. So we'll start off by adding the boost offset. Add that. We'll do a rocker. Boom. And then you can also, or you're gonna have to change the name so you know what it is. Do boost. Offset. We'll go with that. You guys know what it means. You can also change the color. You guys know all this. So if you want to, you get up to the line and you're like, oh, I want to pull 8 pounds of boost on this. Boom, click that. There's so many switches to choose from. I don't know if you guys ever use switches on here, but there's many different kinds. Like here's mine over here, and you can even do this. This is my retard, and I have it set up to where this light comes on. So when I'm on the street or whatever, the track, if that's not lit up, I know I need to hit this. Just a little safety that I got, just like this table. Click that, that light comes on. This is my actual Holley traction control. Don't really use that much. Whew, getting hot in here, sweating. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. You guys know, if you've been watching, I'm not the best at explaining stuff. It makes sense in my head, but I can't speak it out the best. So if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Like I said, it's really simple with the Holley. The Holley is pretty much endless. You can do so much with it. And that's why I love it so much. Like Fuel Tech and Holl Tech, I'm sure they're great, but I don't think you can do this kind of stuff on there. I think everything's set in stone. But the Holley, I mean, it's endless. I have so much cool stuff on here on my dash. That's what I meant in the beginning when I said this is kind of like modernized. So hopefully that helped you guys out, specifically Ryan, since he was asking about it. I know this stuff comes in use when you're on the streets in the middle of the night and you only got maybe one person with you. You don't have to bring the laptop out. You could just say, okay, they're putting me in the bad lane. Let me put on the second timing retard. It'll pull a little bit more power. That way I can make it down. Like I said, these are just demonstrations for the video, you know, whatever. You can do anything you want with this. So hopefully that guys made you guys think and come up with some ideas on your own. Hopefully it helps you guys in the next race. That's all I got for now. Hopefully this weather goes away so I can get back to working on this thing and we can get back out there racing. But yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody. I'll see you guys next time.
Perfect.